Okay, so my question is, under what statute in, whether it's chapter 90 or what other state statute, allows the town to charge a deposit prior to? And I have a copy of, I've read chapter 90 back and forth, and I don't see anything in there that says that a town can, or that the viewers can charge a deposit prior to a fence viewing. Also, it says in here really clearly that a fence viewing is, the payment is split between both parties, both property owners.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you're saying that it's $150, then Cormac's group would be liable for $75.
Exactly.
Okay, so I've been asking for a fence viewing for the property between my property and Mason, forgot his last name. That would be my eastern boundary, parallel to the Mill Creek, running north and south, going north from Tuckaway Valley Road for about a quarter of a mile. Been asking for that since August. It's now November, and we still don't have a date for that. So what do I have to do to get fence viewing? So could you say that a little bit more clearly? Could I understand what you're just saying?
Go ahead, Kurt, want to say it?
I said, you didn't pay for the last fence viewing, so we are not viewing another fence viewing until the first one is paid for.
Okay, so can you tell me what statute allows you to do that?
I can't, because I don't know, but that's in our laws.
Okay, well, do you guys have access to chapter 90?
Mm-hmm.
Have you read chapter 90?
Mm-hmm.
If you've read chapter 90, can you tell me where in chapter 90 it says that a town can refuse to do another fence viewing until the prior fence viewing was paid? And I would also like to make sure that you guys understand, I've been asking for that bill since I came here in September. So that's the September, I asked for it in September, October, now it's November, and I still don't have that bill. So basically you're telling me you don't have the bill, so I can't pay it, and you won't do a fence viewing until I pay the bill. This is a catch-22 that isn't fair. If you can't give me the bill that's 7 years old, and I'm asking for an urgent fence viewing, what you're doing isn't fair. And I'm asking for where in the statute. So I've asked you what your fence viewing policy. You said that Richard Waslick has it, or it might be on a thumb drive, but you guys don't have that policy available. I'm asking for a fence viewing for basically my entire perimeter. And you're telling me that you won't do it until I pay a bill that nobody seems to have.
If you pay up front for us to do this fence viewing, because apparently the other one got put on the taxes.
No.
Not all of it
No.
did not all get put on the taxes, so we got stuck with that one too. That's why this one needs to be paid up front. Please do not record me.
This is a town meeting. I can record this. Why can I not record a town meeting? Is there anything in the statute that says I can't record a town meeting?
Because I asked you not to record.
I know, but this is a town meeting. I don't think that you don't, no, I'm sorry. You don't get to tell me that I can't record. This is a public space. This is a public town meeting. I can record it.
Is there a sign outside the door that says cell phones have to be turned off?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually says no phone, so cell phones have to be turned off, sorry.
Okay, well, I'm gonna record anyway.
Okay, well, we'll just set your mute.
And your subject is closed.
Yes.
So, we just need to talk to Mike Parr, and he's
Yeah.
the one that handled all of our fees. So, we're gonna have to talk to Mike Parr, you or I don't care.
All three of us together.
Yeah, and we need to just,
You have his contact information.
yeah, so that we can get this settled up. And as far as a fence viewing goes, do we do fence viewings in December? I mean, can you do some of the work?
I'm sure you can't do any work.
I mean, the ground isn't even close to frozen. The weather has been extremely mild.
Okay.
There's nothing that would prevent anybody from doing any fencing right now. I'm doing fencing on a regular basis.
Good thing. So, I guess we'll have to talk to Mike Parr and get all this information, cause he has it all, because he's the one that handled it, he's the attorney that handled your, case. And then we'll have to set up the fence viewing, because the fence viewing, from what I understand, has to be set, and then you have to do it within a certain time frame. So we can't say to you tonight, we're gonna do it in 30 days, or we're gonna do it on this date, because we have to have the lawyer write it up.
It's all in chapter 90. It's not hard.
I know, but we wanna check in what the information that you wanted, the bill and everything, and we wanna know what our right to the township is in charging you for what you didn't pay. Maybe we need to have legal counsel. So,
The payment the payment part is right in chapter 90. It's in the back, right before you get to the deer. It's right before you get to deer. It's
you know, it just says that a fence viewer is entitled to the following fees and expenses for services rendered under this chapter: daily employment, mileage, so it'll be mileage, they get paid mileage, service of notice of or process and folios written, so that's through the attorneys. The rate of pay for the fees and expenses shall be set by the viewer's city, village, or township, which we do have. However, that form we cannot provide for you at this moment. And the fees and expenses shall be paid equally by the parties to the controversy. And if any of them neglect to pay the same within 30 days after the services are performed, and this is the statute, each fence viewer may recover from delinquent parties jointly double the amount of the fees and expenses. So that means that you owe us double for what you didn't pay us, according to the stats 90.15. I didn't know that. A fence viewer who neglects to perform his or her duty shall forfeit $5 and be liable to the injured party for damages. Fence viewers may administer oaths for purposes of this chapter. Is that the one you're talking
yeah,
about? Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
So I think, my opinion is that we need to talk to Mike Parr and that we're gonna have to get back to Max.
Yep, and call the WTA.
And call the WTA, but we definitely will be doing a fence viewing for him. It's just that we wanna do it the right way, correct?
Absolutely.
Do you agree, Max?
I've been asking for a fence viewing since August.
Well, we understand that.
And I've been asking mostly the same questions since August.
Yeah.
So if you ask me, do I feel like you're treating me fairly? The answer is absolutely not.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that.
Because I said in September that I was willing to pay whatever the bill was, I just needed to see the bill. And I am familiar with Chapter 90 and the fees to fence viewers. So I am familiar with the 30-day notice and that you have to pay it within 30 days, and if it's not paid, then it's doubled. But I haven't seen the bill. I mean, I personally haven't seen the bill. And in 2014, I didn't own Cormax Group. So I don't have those records. I don't have any of that information.
That's why we'll talk to the attorney.
Okay, and then, so are you saying that now that it's November, that you might not be able to do a fence viewing until spring?
I'm not saying that, I don't know.
We have to talk to the attorney, we don't know.
Do you want us to get back to you when we get an appointment with Mike Parr, if he's still handling cases? Mike? maybe?
Absolutely, yes, I do want to continue this conversation.
Do you want us to do a phone call to you so we can have your phone number? Do you have his phone number? Okay.
Yeah, you guys can call me anytime. Okay.
Okay.
So-
And then we're, going to be doing, in the next 6 months, we're going to be doing we're gonna be writing figuring something out. We're gonna also have to talk to the Wisconsin Towns Association about emails because of the public records laws.
Okay.
To see what our rights are and what we need to do, and I cannot research this much before March, because this is budget time, and this is a part-time job, and
Well, let me know if there's anything that I can do to help,
Okay.
okay?
And then as far as our retention policy, we do have a retention policy for, all of our public records, and they're downstairs. We keep all of our board minutes, we have a records, it's in here, and I was gonna
No,
print
I
it out.
actually don't have any questions at all about your paper.
You don't have that?
No,
Okay.
I don't, I mean,
Cause you know that we follow it, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm just, the reason why I asked about this was because I noticed that you were using Town of Dayton at Gmail account, and that the emails that I had with Kim were a personal account. And I would guess by the name on the account that I had from Kim, that it was a shared account. And,
But that, she doesn't do business on that.
okay, that's great, that's fantastic. So,
So did that answer all your questions?
yeah, I'm just reviewing my notes here. So if I had to pay a $75 deposit for the fence viewing all the way around, I'm willing to pay that.
But the $75,
I'm sorry, I'm willing to pay that if it's legal for you guys to charge that. But I'm not aware of anything in the statute, like you just read the chapter, or the paragraphs on,
right, that's why I'm gonna
Fees.
talk to Mike Parr, because he is the one, he's our attorney, he's an attorney. He will advise us what we should do, because we're not attorneys. And he will tell us what the legal process is for this. And we also are gonna be talking to the WTA, attorneys, because we are subscribers to the Wisconsin Towns Association, and that includes being able to get advice from their attorneys. So we wanna ask those questions, and that's why I'm also gonna be asking the questions too about the Gmail account,
okay,
so. And we'll get back to you after we talk to Mike Parr, not sure what his schedule is and how we can get in. But he will have all the records too of what he did the last time.
okay, so just to be clear then, in August, I asked for a fence viewing. I wasn't exactly sure how to go about asking for that because I hadn't taken the time to read chapter 90. That's not an excuse because nobody has an excuse to not be familiar with the law. So then in September, I came here and I asked for a fence viewing, and what you told me was that I couldn't have a fence viewing until I paid the prior bill. I wanted then to be on the agenda for October, and October was basically Pylon, Max Harn, and Cormac's group kind of a meeting with all the neighbors, including neighbors that have extremely derelict fences, complaining about wildlife or livestock getting out. And I again asked for a fence viewing, and now it's November, and we still don't have any fence viewings. So I'm going to ask again, and I'm going to then also tell you that there is nothing in the statute that allows you to continue delaying a fence viewing. And if you continue delaying a fence viewing without legal authority, then you're going to be negligent. And if you're negligent, you're personally liable. You're no longer protected by your title as a town supervisor or a town chairman.
Okay, thank you, Max. Thanks for letting us know all that. Are you done? Because I think you're repeating yourself, and I'm ready to move on. We're gonna call you when we talk to our lawyer.
Okay, thank you.
And maybe our lawyer will call you.
Yep,
Maybe
that would be fine if you had the lawyer call me. Yep.
And you got his phone number?
Let me just make sure, I thought I got it in that page.
Sign these.
What?
We have to sign.
Which one? No, there's, I did just, I just wanted to, there's something, yeah. But the other thing that you should be aware of, Max, is that you're asking for a fence viewing all around your property, and it's with a bunch of different people, so that might be like something different, I don't know. I mean, it might be $75 for one, and 75, I mean, I don't know, that's why we need to talk to the attorney.
Can you just write your number down
Yep.
again, just to make sure we have it?
Sure, that's fine.
Thank you.
Well, all I know is what I've read in the statutes.
Yep.
Uh,
And that's what we're gonna talk to the attorney about, okay?
Okay, thank you.